What did you find out about your child's school that made you get answers yourself? I got the call at 11:47 a.m. There's been an incident with your son. An ambulance has been called. That's all they said before they hung up. I broke 6 traffic laws getting there. Pulled into the lot and saw the ambulance. Lights flashing, doors open, teachers standing in clusters, nobody talking. The principal was crying. In 15 months, I'd never seen that woman show a single emotion. Then I saw him, my baby, strapped to a gurney, oxygen mask covering half his face, eyes rolled back, body limp. A paramedic was hooking up an IV. His hands were shaking. I ran toward them. What happened? What's wrong with him? Silence. A teacher looked at her shoes. Another turned away completely. The principal grabbed my arm. Ma'am, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry for what? What happened to my son? She didn't answer. None of them did. They knew something. Every single one of them. And nobody would say it out loud. I shoved into the ambulance and grabbed his hand. His pulse was faint. His breathing shallow. The paramedic kept checking monitors. Halfway to the hospital, his body started seizing. The paramedic shouted something, pushed me aside. I watched them inject something into his IV. Watched his tiny frame jerk and go still. What's happening? What's wrong with him? The paramedic didn't look at me. We're doing everything we can, ma'am. That's not an answer. At the hospital, they rushed him through double doors. A nurse stopped me in the hallway. You need to wait here. I stood there for 3 hours, pacing, praying, bargaining with God. When the doctor finally came out, his face told me everything before his mouth did. Your son is stable, but we found high levels of sedatives in his system, much higher than any child should ever have. I didn't understand. Sedatives? He's 5. He doesn't take sedatives. The doctor paused. Mrs. Carter, someone gave these to him. This wasn't accidental ingestion. The concentration was too precise. My knees buckled. A nurse caught me. Someone drugged my son, on purpose. The next morning, I went to the school, demanded to see the principal. She sat behind her desk like nothing happened. Where did you find him yesterday? She folded her hands. A storage room. One of the aides discovered him unresponsive. What storage room? I've never heard of any storage room. It's a space we use for children who need a moment to decompress. Your son has outbursts, meltdowns. Staff needed a way to what? Dr. Kim? Her expression flickered. Just for a second. Mrs. Carter, I understand you're upset, but your son is difficult. He requires extra attention that my staff isn't trained to provide. Perhaps if you had gotten him more support at home. I walked out before I flipped her desk. That night, a nurse found me in the hospital hallway. She looked over her shoulder before speaking. I used to work at that school 3 years ago. They have a name for that room. Staff call it the reset room. My stomach turned. Reset room? When kids act out, they take them there to calm them down. She paused. I never saw what they did inside, but kids always came out quiet. 2 days later, an anonymous email appeared in my inbox. Another parent. Their daughter came home a few months ago pretending to drink something during playtime. Called it sleepy juice. They thought it was imagination. A game. Now they weren't sure. I went to the police, showed them the email, told them what the nurse said, told them about the sedatives. The officer barely looked up from his desk. An email from an anonymous source and a story from a former employee? That's not evidence. That's hearsay. My son almost died, and I'm sorry about that. But without physical proof, there's nothing we can do. My hands are tied. I walked out of that station knowing the truth. Nobody was coming to save us. Nobody was going to hold them accountable. If I wanted answers, I'd have to get them myself, and I knew how to get them. I decided I was going to make her confess. I waited 3 nights outside her apartment, learned her routine. Thursday, she came home late, parked in the back corner of the garage, alone. I moved fast, taser to the ribs, zip ties on her wrists before she hit the ground, dragged her to her own car, locked the doors. She woke up crying. I was already recording. Tell me what you did in that room. Please, I didn't mean to. Tell me. She broke in under 2 minutes, said they'd been doing it for years. Any kid who acted out got taken to the reset room, a little something to keep them quiet. She said my son just got too much. She panicked, left him there hoping someone else would find him first. Then she said something that stopped my heart. It wasn't my idea. My sister told me to do it. She said it was the only way to keep parents from complaining. Her sister is the principal. She got 50 years. My son woke up a month later.